just do the best you can, right? Look at the size of that dog. Holy buckets. This has to be at least 150 years old. Good morning, one and all. We got major changes going on here. My yard is, it feels terrible. We've taken every tree down. They were dead. And we've got the driveways coming right straight through here. So every time a car comes in, we're just legitimately looking right at it when my trucks come in and out here. So we're gonna move that driveway over. We're gonna build that driveway in a brand new spot. We're gonna sneak it in right to the end of the road instead of the middle. And then we're gonna put up some security. And we got a lot to accomplish today, so let's just get her going. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on getting rid of that big giant old stump. Now, I already jumped the gun a little bit and started working on it yesterday, but that was a Sunday, and that was a fun day. I don't film on Sundays because whatever you do on Sunday goes to hell on Monday. That's what my dad taught me. So I don't work, I don't film, but I do have fun, and I was having fun yesterday, so I'm a little bit ahead of the gun. Let's start popping that stump out right now, get that son of a duck out. And I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with that big dog right there, but we got 4 more of them to go. We got a lot to do today, and then we got to scrape up all this gravel. We're gonna try to save this gravel and reuse it, and then we're gonna build a new berm over there, and blah, 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 blah. So much stuff going on. Let's get her done. Number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. To call me 'cause I can't go my soul to the company store. I had to put my dirt from my stump there, and I don't want to contaminate my driveway gravel, so I'm going to strip all my driveway gravel off and stockpile it, probably over there, and then dig that stump out. So let's clear the driveway. Well, there's still some base down there, but I don't want to contaminate it too much. So I got a pretty good pile over here that I can reuse, and it's not the prettiest, but then what I can do is I can top dress it, so I can get a good firm solid ground underneath, reusing my driveway material that I got saved up over here. And then when I want to make it pretty, I just bring in and that one load. Spread it over the top of it. Let's get that nasty stump out, and then we got to start regrading this. Got a lot of work to do, so let's get to it. There she is. Look at the size of that dog. Holy buckets. Look at that. That's a monster. Whoo. That's how we're going to get her down there too. Lift her up on the blade and hold her up, because that's the only way to make her move. This has to be at least 150 years old. It was under the roots over there. Oh, that's not coming off. Anybody got a clue? Any clue? Because I don't. There's an N on the bottom. And either a 5 or an S. It's an N or a 5 or an S. That's a 5. N5 on the bottom. The only indicators I can see, only marks. I don't see any other marks at all. Pretty solid. Well, you tell me what you think it is. Well, there it is. Big. That big freaking stump. That thing's probably the second worst stump I've dug out. First one was like 28 years ago. Took me 7 hours. This one probably took me 2.5, 3 hours to dig it out. Yeah, I don't have the right piece of equipment. You don't have to tell me about it. I already know that. I'm gonna go dump that where it should be dumped. And then we got a hole to fill. All right, guys, his name is Bear, and he already answers to it. The reason I bought this dog is because he was a thinker. It was pretty clear, pretty quick, that he was the smartest pup out of the entire batch. And his daddy was big and friendly, and oh, what an amazing animal. And mommy was pretty and amazing. So I think this little guy's got a lot of potential. And you miss baby already. Yeah, baby's kind of taking the surrogate mother role. Oh, I know you want to go, but you can't go. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, he's got such a long tongue. He's got such a long tongue. Oh, puppy kisses, puppy breath. Sometimes grades are really hard to see, but to me, I'm really super picky about grading. Super picky, because it's something that you live with for the rest of your life. So to get the grade right is huge. And I've got a very weird little low point right in here. Johnny's awesome with that truck. Johnny's probably the best dump truck driver I personally know. Actually, he is the best dump truck driver I personally know. Not probably. He is. Everybody seems good at like certain things. Some guys are good at running skiddy, other guys at an excavator. There's nobody good at everything. You just do the best you can, right? When it comes to a truck, that dude is the dude. And no, you can't hire him. He's mine. Perfect. It looks like a lot of fill soil here, but this gets spread all the way over into here and then tapers down into there. Uno más, por favor. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I was just telling you Johnny's the best truck driver I've ever seen, but he also has a wealth of knowledge. Okay, tell me this, Johnny. The stuff he tells you sounds far-fetched until you actually see it come to fruition. And everything he's ever said to me, I'm just like, yeah. How many times have I doubted
Every
you?
time.
Every time. And then what?
It happens.
It happens. So what's going on?
The Fed is going to switch to a cashless society here in June or July. It'll happen on a Friday, and then they're hoping to get it done within the first week. And Florida has already fought against it and said that they're not going to do the switch, that they're trying to get other states to back them up. But the Fed has already said it's in play, and Biden has already said it's in play.
So cash is going to be out. Cash
is going to be out. It's already hard to get change.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, and when you go to the banks, they always have the signs on there, don't ask for change because we don't have it.
So to me, that means that the dollar won't have any actual value anymore.
No, but what they're doing it for is for your carbon emissions, because then they can tax you on your carbon emissions and they can take your money without you saying anything. It's the same thing with the electric cars. The only reason why they want electric cars is they can shut them off.
So if you have cash stored up, are you telling me that's not going to be worth anything?
It's not going to be worth anything because they're going to own it. Basically, they will own your cash.
But if you actually have physical hard cash,
you can't use it. Unless you're in Florida.
Do you have to turn it in?
I would think so. Or it's going to go to another denomination.
So that's just another way for the government to control us.
That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been pushing for. And they're planning it for end of June, beginning of July, and it's going to happen on a Friday. And they want it fully instituted before the start of business on Monday.
Right, because if they have their fingerprints on your bank account, anything you say doesn't make a difference because they can just take.
Right, and they can say that you've eaten too much beef this month, so they're going to take your carbon allowance, and now you've been taxed twice or 3 times on your money.
Okay, we got to fight that.
Yeah, Florida's already fighting. Look it up. Florida, DeSantis has already said we're not going to do it, and he's trying to get other states to back him up.
Good, good. Good for him. Good for him. All right. Bank on it. That's all I got to say. All right, Johnny, I needed one more load, sir.
One more load.
Thank you. So this was filmed about a month ago, and I've been doing a lot of research since then. And there's quite a few other things that can happen if we do end up going to a digital currency. One of those things is that as contractors, we're going to be especially affected because we can no longer do jobs for cash. A second thing that's going to happen is if you live off the grid, you will not be able to have a form of paying for anything. You will be forced to get internet if we go to a digital currency because you'll have no other way of banking other than having internet. So for people that want to live off the grid or get away from it all, this is a way for the government to control them. But what do you guys know about it? Tell me in the comments below. Look at that. It's so cute. It's like a stump grinder had a baby stump grinder. There it is. Small and mighty. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, I wonder when it's going to grow up. It's such a cute little stump grinder. The S-Toro STX 26. Let's check her out. So this is phase 2 of what we're going on. Actually, I'm going to see if one of the engineers can do a walk around with us on this thing. Because if you guys are getting into stump grinding, this may be an option for you. And I love bringing you the best information. And that doesn't always come from me. That comes from the professionals that know these machines better. So I have absolutely zero problem finding those guys and making them do this on camera. So let's see if we can't do that next. Kyle, how are you, my friend? Good to see you again.
How you been?
Good. I was saying it's like a stump grinder had a baby stump grinder.
Right.
It's so cute.
No, it's compact.
It is
Exactly
compact.
what it is.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about this. Who is this intended for? Who's like the target audience?
I mean, the main market would be for tree care, and then your kind of DIYers on the weekend, so rental.
The professional landowner, I would say, would be a great
For sure.
example of somebody that has larger acreage, a lot of trees.
Yep. Or it could even be a smaller household where you get through a residential gate. It's at 34 inches wide.
Okay.
So it's much more compact than your bigger industrial size stump grinders. Very easy to use, as you can see with the controls here. Traction control, very intuitive wherever you want the machine to go. You just push this handle, which is Toro IP, or intellectual property, patented, however you want to call it.
Okay.
And then you got the engagement here, safety trigger, push that down.
Okay.
And to engage the head, you just push down on the thumb tab, and then left and right. Very easy to operate. It has IntelliSweep, which is a feature of the machine itself, which feels the engine bogging down when the head itself is getting too much load on it.
Okay.
It will slow down the sweeping motion itself so the engine can catch back up to be more efficient and effective.
Okay.
But other than that, it's very easy to use. You got your throttle, your choke, ignition.
You know, this reminds me of skid loaders, to be quite honest with you. You know, when you look at a skid loader, you look at a machine like that and go, wonder how many horsepower that has. And to me, the first time I realized that the vast majority of skid loaders have 74 horsepower, and where a pickup truck has hundreds of horsepower, you would think that machine needs more horsepower. So it's not about the horsepower, it's about how it's geared and how it's torqued. So a smaller machine like this doesn't mean it's gonna be less effective in my book, as long as it's torqued right.
Yep, 100%. I mean, if you're using it correctly and you're working with the machine, not against it, it's gonna do what you want it to do.
What are we powered by? What do we got?
26 horsepower Kawasaki gas engine.
Okay.
But very simple in design. As you can see, there's 4 hydraulic lines, one for the sweeping motion, one for the lift and lower, and obviously for the head as well. It's got tracks. I mean, typically you see other stump grinders with wheels, so this is going to have a lighter footprint overall.
Over the yard,
being smaller, but dispersing the weight on those tracks.
Okay.
So you never have to worry about inflating tires, popping them, deflating them, or whatever you want to call it.
What were you saying about the teeth, Kyle?
So these are, I mean, they're, I believe, Toro patented teeth, and they're a little bit offset. Right now we can't really see it the way it's positioned, but they're offset quite a little bit, so it's more effective in the grinding itself. So they're not at one level, so you're all constantly chipping.
Right.
Because they're offset in different levels.
And when a tooth is offset like that, it allows it to disperse the load through the wheel a little bit better instead of having hit, go, hit, go, hit,
Chunking.
go. It's chunking. Okay, thank you. Yep.
So,
well, I'll take her away and then I'll bring it back to you. What do you want? Next year, 2 years, 3 years?
whenever you're done with it.
Now with stump grinding, PPE is especially critical because these wood chips tend to fly in places you don't want them flown into. Let's get started. Let's rebuild the driveway with the aggregate we saved from before.